everyone, and welcome to Madam Jess's Spastic Book Hour. I am, of course, your host, Madam Jess. Tonight we have our wonderful Claire. We have Jesus with us.
Hello.
We have Steph. We have Lee. And we're here tonight to talk about a fanfic that we read. This is by RZZMG, and this is a Hermione, which is Draco and Hermione from Harry Potter fanfic. This one I absolutely suggested. I love it very much. I love her in particular. She writes wonderfully. And as a quick disclaimer, we are going to just say everything that, maybe the author or whoever has to say about certain things, we don't agree with, but we love the world that they created, and we are going to just enjoy the world that they created and the different pairings. And this is why I'm a huge proponent of fanfic, because a lot of times the author of the fanfic will make things maybe better. So this is a place of love and accepting, and that's what we're going with. So,
Yeah.
to start with, we have read tonight. It's called Little Bites by RZZMG. The quick little synopsis of this is: some girls got hearts and love and body positivity, and an everlasting supply of chocolate. Some girls got Quidditch tickets. Hermione Granger's about to meet the temptation of her life, a man who wants to give her all of the above. This is a romantic comedy. This is Hermione, which is Draco and Hermione. This was also entered in a 2019 Hermione duet fanfic exchange fest, and a lot of, or I shouldn't say a lot, most of the authors that I choose, they have let's say they are they are some of the people who will enter in a lot of these different fests together, and they will exchange ideas, and sometimes they win contests and things. They do all kinds of different stuff. So she has entered in a lot of different contests and fanfic fests and things like that. So we love that she does that. I don't believe that she won anything for this one, but this is a quick little romantic comedy. It's really cute. So as always, first we're going to start off with our positives that we have to say about the fanfic. This is spoiler zone, so if you have not read it, I will post the link in the chat. This will be to FanficNet, and I will also post one to Archive of Our Own. These are the best sites I have found for these writers to be published, so enjoy. So we're going to start off with likes. Claire, what would you like to say about the likes of this fanfic?
I didn't just like it, I love it. I haven't finished chapter 6, but I love it. I didn't know I would like Harry Potter fanfic. Okay, so this is for reference, this is my second fanfic ever, because we read the first one a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And this is my second one, and I love Harry Potter. Like, I'm a Potterhead. I love Harry Potter so freaking much. And I love this. I didn't think I would like it. I'm not sure I feel... Well, I'll tell you what I'm not sure. But I love it. I love the chemistry between them. I love that it's centered around food. I think it's so cute. And then they're in a Quidditch box, right? Like, yes. Of course that'd be the thing, that maybe brings them together. I don't know. I think it's super cute and kind of plausible. So, I don't know. I really like it.
I agree. I love it. I thought that the pairing and the way they describe the characters was really really spot on for me in my little happy world.
It's like a pairing in the Harry Potter world, right?
I
Like,
know. So I will say I'm a huge Hermione fan. So for me, I've read all kinds of different characteristics of like how Draco acts after the war, how Hermione like copes with things after the war, all of these things. I've read alternate universes where the war didn't happen and they're just going through life however they are. I've read all kinds of stuff. So I in particular like when Draco is being like kind of fun and flirty and stuff like that. It's very cute and it's a different side of him that we didn't really get to see that much. So I'm like, I like it. Jesus, what did you think?
I definitely enjoyed the body positivity of it. And I'm gonna butcher the quote, but one of Draco's quotes is like, "As long as you're happy with yourself and you're healthy, fuck what other people think."
Yes.
I'm like, perfectly said.
Mm-hmm.
I could also picture feels like a little too early for like my word choices, but the cuntiness of the two, like I thought it was
this is very much
great.
a 18 plus chat, but you know.
Like it's like they I can see both of them serving and I was receiving.
Absolutely.
Then they both received and served.
Yeah, they did. I love it. So, yes, I will absolutely agree with that. That's one of the things, like I was saying, is this in particular, this pairing in particular, and how she writes this pairing is very much like, I'm gonna give you a little attitude and you're gonna give me some right back, and I'm like, hell yes, I love this kind of exchange, and they're very much flirting and being sassy with each other, but it's fun too. So I love it, and yeah, the cuntiness is there, and we love it. We appreciate it. Steph.
Yeah.
Hi.
This was my first fanfic. Like I read like smaller reads like back in the Wattpad days, but this is my first one, and I know they have very popular Hermione like fanfics that are like even published or getting published soon. So like this little like bit into what I could be expecting later on that will be happening was really nice. Like the banter was good. The meet cute was cute, and then like they're meeting in the box, and he's like, "Oh no, I bought all the tickets in that box for like the whole season."
Yeah.
Like no one else is going to interrupt us.
Yeah.
Like,
but she doesn't find that out until later, and it's like,
I know.
Okay, I see you.
The cute little like snacks he brings, and just kind of like him like seeing a nice like silly side, less serious, but also him like kind of just being nice. Like maybe like the first like Harry Potter movie, like he was kind of like sassy and kind of quirky, wasn't as serious. Like that little child attitude was coming up every once in a while in their banter.
Yeah,
it's cute.
I agree. It very much makes me think of like, you know, after everything that they've been through, he's kind of re-experiencing some of his like childhood qualities that he didn't get to really get into when he was dealing with all the other stuff in the series. But yeah, it felt very much like he was redefining himself as a new person, and that's something I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this. And the fact that yes, he is giving her little snacks, and he's he's making it a point, like every time they have they go to these Quidditch games and stuff and are in the box together, he always has these snacks, and he keeps offering them to her, and she'll play coy and be like, no, I don't really want them or whatever, until he's like, I'm not gonna eat them all. And then she's like, okay.
It's like this forbidden like fruit type
Mhm.
thing where it's like I'm luring you to something that you're not supposed to have
Mhm.
because society tells you you're not supposed to.
Yeah, society and her mother, and yeah, I did not like that part of it, but that was just me. I'm sure.
he's
I'm sure, Betty.
But he's included in the should not have, right? Because he's a Slytherin and he was
Yeah.
some bad guy. Like,
Exactly. He's.
he was a Death Eater. Like, yeah.
It's an allegory. He's the forbidden fruit.
Oh, I also like the new pairs. How the new couples.
Yes, yes, I did too. I love that. Okay.
I didn't expect it, but I liked it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, Lee, tell me what you were gonna say.
What I was gonna say is I liked it a lot. I really like this author. You introduced me to her a while ago
Mhm.
with Dragon One and a couple others. I love her style. But absolutely, what Steph just said. I think the fact that in fanfic world, we get to have AU. We get to have something different. We get to spin something on its head that we're already used to and enjoy a different side of it, which I love. But I think if the author is smart, they will try to echo back to some of the source material and maybe address some of the elephants in the room, if you will. Like, okay, we know Hermione was with Ron and Ginny was with Harry and Draco was persona non grata for most of it. And so in the very beginning, I felt like, again, really great that they mentioned that as soon as Hermione sees him, they give a little bit of backstory on Draco, that he's, trying to become a better person, and he went through all of these things, and so he kind of paid his debt for all of his involvement, so that's not a question anymore. And then you went into, okay, well, we know these other people hang out together, or it seemed like they were destined fated couples, so how do we have this pairing when the fated couples exist? And then they conveniently, and I think deliciously, if I must say, put Harry and Ron together, which I thought was just the best.
Did too.
But then at least one extra besides Hermione, you have Ginny out there, and they kind of address her too. And I was thinking, okay, where's part 2 where Ginny's story picks up? Because it was so great. I love that so much. And actually, after talking a bit with Jeremiah, just to get his perspective on everything, he said, honestly, I feel like Draco got a kind of a rough overall. Well, I mean, he was supposed to be kind of the villain, and they definitely cast that in the books and the movies and everything. But the fact that he has that redeeming quality where he throws Harry the wand, and that's not in the movies. And if people didn't read the books, they don't even know that.
Yeah.
Like, he has great redemption arcs that I feel like, thankfully, the fanfic picks that up and gives us some of that, which I love. And then the body positivity was great. And even some of the adjectives that she used
Mhm.
in trying to build up the sexual tension were very food-esque, like delicious and a snack, and all the. I was like, I like it very much. It's on theme, and it's actually making me hungry. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
good.
has a really good grasp on how to craft a story. I really do appreciate her so much because I've read multiple pairings with her. I've read multiple. She has so many stories too, by the way. Her library is extensive. I think I saw that she has 111 Harry Potter fan fictions alone. That's not including anything else that she's written, and she has written others. And she not only does Hermione, but she does Ginny, she does Blaise, she does Harry, and all of these different ones, and it's really interesting how she crafts her story. I'm obsessed with her a little bit because of how wonderfully she writes, and she really does know how exactly to make you go, oh, I see what you're doing here, and I'm connecting the dots, and I understand that this is the whole story is little bites, so it's about food in a way. It's also little bites of like their conversations and their interactions with each other. It's also little bites about how she's dealing with things after everything, how he's dealing with things after everything. It's just it works on so many levels, and she knows what she's doing. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I love her as an author in particular. As the pairings, I did love that she included. It was just an off. Well, it wasn't an off comment or whatever. It was a direct comment about, yeah, I'm no longer with Ron because he's in love with Harry. And I was like, yay!
Which is obvious.
Yeah. And they got married. And as I said before in our little precursor, she recognized that, you know, Harry Potter's a little divisive because of, unfortunately, the author and some of her comments and beliefs and everything. But she, RZZMG, is taking all of that and saying, I love this world that she created, but I'm not agreeing with what she promotes. So I'm creating a world where everyone is safe and able to be who they are and be different if that's the character that they choose to be. And the beautiful inclusion. It makes me so happy because that is something I will always fight for and always want to see in all of the stories that I read. I want to see inclusion with everyone. So the fact that she said that, and they're also building on, you know, potentially Ginny and Blaze possibly, and all of these different things, and they're mending all these different fences like the Slytherins and the Gryffindors and everything. I love it. So yeah. All right, so now our gripes. We're gonna go on to what we disliked about this. Claire, let's start with you.
I didn't know how to feel about Harry and Ron getting together. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like,
it wasn't really expounded upon, and it really wasn't like said. It was said as a like, oh, by the way, I know you think that Ron is still around or whatever, but it's not.
It's really like a way to cut off Ron completely so that he knows that, like, Ron is not a love interest anymore, right? And I got that. I'm okay with that. I also was like, it felt like a stretch, but I was like, okay, I'm here for the story, so I will accept. I don't know how. Not that I'm against LGBTQ. I'm totally here for LGBT.
I know
relationship.
Yes.
I just was like,
it was a little off brand because we were like, what?
We could talk about it. There's other ways to go about this, but I like it. I like that. I like the way she did it. I also just wasn't sure how I felt about it. So
that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
I didn't have a lot of dislikes. That was the one that I was like, that threw me off. That threw me off the most. I don't really have that many dislikes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fair. So, yeah, it was. I wish she would have added a little bit more context in that, or that we saw Ron and Harry or something.
We don't need it. We don't need it. I'm here for the Harry.
That's true.
Story. I don't need it. It was her way of saying, this ain't it. Ron ain't here. He's tied up with Harry. Like,
He might be actually tied up.
yeah.
In one of her other stories, yes.
All right.
I'm looking her up right now so I can read her tonight. So, yes.
So, yeah, I know this one was a shorter fanfic that she wrote, but I still was looking for a little bit more, or a little. It was either like too much, too little, and I feel like right in that sweet spot, we kind of got enough, but we also were left out of like bigger picture, what was happening behind the scenes, like why was her mother acting that way and being that way towards her and stuff.
I didn't like that they picture her mom like that. That's what I didn't
I
like.
did not like that either. That was something that's my gripe.
She always had a pretty good relationship with her parents.
She
Like,
did.
and she had to leave them during the war and lose their, she had to give up she had to make them forget her.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, out of all that shit, your parents would just go, and now your parents go pick at you, like, fuck no.
So,
But
I like I said, I am deep in the Hermione fanfic world because I love it so much. That's so diverse because you can get possessive Draco, you can get fun Draco, you can get really messed up Draco, but he's trying to be a better person. You can get really, really messed up Hermione dealing with all of this stuff. So there's tons of different things you could go with in this world. However, what she does is usually try to spin things in more of a positive or a things are getting better type of way. There's one fanfic by her that I am absolutely obsessed with. It is very long, but it is fantastic. Eros and Psyche. It's amazing, and it's got multiple pairings of different Harry Potter characters. It's got Pansy Parkins in it. It's got Ron. It's got Hermione. It's got Harry. It's got Ginny. It's got Blaise. It's got all of these different, like Luna and Neville and everybody. So it's a good one, but this I felt like we were getting like just slight parts of the story, and I wish we could have either gone deeper or would have like not had those kinds of things, because I was like, I want more. But that's also a good thing in authors too, when they leave you wanting more. So it's a fine line, I feel like. Jesus, what are your gripes?
So this wasn't like my favorite thing to read, because it was a one trope thing to me. It's like, all right, cool, we have the idea. Next chapter, all right, same idea. Next chapter, same idea. It's like, ooh, food, oh, forbidden, more food, more forbidden, and I get the theme of it. It's just like, okay, 6 chapters and it's the same thing, and like I fucking get it. and like I'm 100% totally with her. She shouldn't feel ashamed of what she's doing and like what she eats, and if she's happy with and healthy, then who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
But this is my gripe with fanfics. How much can we stretch the character? Because I did feel that this was Hermione, but I did not feel that this was something that she would do. I don't know. It's just like I never would expect Hermione to be put into this position, and the only reason why I'm like, okay, this is plausible is because Malfoy felt like Malfoy, but Hermione felt like everything about her was her, except for the fascination with food.
Yeah.
I felt that was like input for a very beautiful, positive message, but how do we stretch that fanfic? Like, how do we stretch a character to meet a fan fiction? There is no answer. I mean, like the Marvel Cinematic movies are all fan fiction.
Yes, they
that's
are.
That's not the true Daredevil. That's not the true Punisher. But now, it's a different universe. This is a different universe of Hermione, and as long as you're okay with that mentality, it's a great thing. But it did, after like the 4th chapter, I'm like, oh, we fucking get it. She likes the goddamn chocolate.
So, the only thing I will say to that is, I think that at the very beginning of the story, that when she's having this conversation with her mother, and is internally going, I went for months starving in the wilderness without any food. I'm gonna eat whatever I want now because I'm not being unhealthy. I'm not taking those risks. But I do want to.
That also was a stretch to me. I can see Ron eating twice as much and then not understand. Like, holy shit! I'm sorry, but Harry doing that? Like, no, I don't see that.
Well, I mean, you did see. So okay, if we go by just the movies, which book is gonna give you a lot more. But if we go by just the movies are making it seem like, okay, they got a nice tent set up. They have the extension charms and stuff, so it's not super cramped or whatever. They have protection and stuff. But they didn't really go over like too much about what they were able to eat. And I know for a fact that they had to hunt and stuff, and they had to do
foraging. They had good something.
Yeah. So
I mean, good berry's a level 1 spell. You can learn good berry.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But I mean, it's not lemon sauce bread.
For sure.
Well, no, I appreciate it, yeah. So maybe this is a little bit of disclosure, but for people who struggled with eating disorders, particularly not eating like anorexia type things, I think obviously, it's super unhealthy and it's scary how addictive it gets and how bad it is. But I don't think a lot of, at least in my consumption of meat and things, I don't feel like they do a lot of description and or detailing on the anatomical toll that it takes. And I know it was just a few sentences that she threw in there about the fact that, it had damaged her organs so much. It's taken her so long to come back from that. But again, leveraging a bit on some personal experience here, it really is hard to get back to eating. And so finding things that you enjoy and finding things that give you those simple kind of pleasures that you can tell yourself, the guilt is just, I'm gonna work through this because I need to nourish my body. But then fighting with the fact that sometimes when you eat, your body doesn't work the way it's supposed to. I feel like she didn't, really deep dive into that because obviously it's a short narrative, but those are things that I feel like are really good for visibility, because it's not just, the mental toll. There's a really extreme physical toll your body takes when it goes into starvation mode for a while. And I think and then she makes a few comments at the end saying that she's fit. So whatever her definition of fit is means that she's happy with her body and the food that she's eating. And she mentioned, she can offset if she feels like she overeats in a minute by a little bit of exercise, which I think, again, is a really healthy perspective. If you overindulge in a social setting, then, yeah, you exercise a bit. But ultimately, it's just about feeling good in your body. And I really appreciated that. So that was my last little throw in. Not a gripe. It kind of made me tear up a bit. It was really nice. So for that.
Well, and that's something I feel like she, when she's talking about these little things here and there, especially in the beginning, about how she went without, and she did have damage, and she had all of these things to get back to where she could and enjoy food, basically, and she was being told that that's a bad thing. I was really uncomfortable with that, and I feel like this is exactly why she put that in there, because not only was she just saying, body positivity is an incredible thing to have for yourself, but overcoming those kinds of like doubts and those insecurities and those things that live in all of us, unfortunately, and have fun like wreaking havoc with our own perception of how we are and how we look. That is something that I feel like everybody can kind of relate to. So I feel like this was a good I wish we could have gotten a little bit deeper with it, because this is all things that we're reading into, and I appreciate that because we all have different experiences. But I wish that it would have gone a little deeper. This is again one of those ones where I'm like, it's a romantic comedy, so it's supposed to be like this
Yeah.
meet cute, all the fun stuff, but also we need a little bit more substantial like meat instead of like the fluff around it. But yeah,
It was good
appreciate
for
that.
the visibility of it, because some of these situations are not something that are vocal or visible, and it's just something that like you just happen to you, and then you just either over or under by your whatever consumption, and so like reading it, and also just like it's out there, other people experience it, and not just that, but maybe even like a role model, because I'm sure that Hermione is like a hero to a lot of people. Seeing a role model like go through the struggle that you're going through, like that's fucking dope.
Yeah, absolutely. Steph, I would love to hear what you think.
Yeah. Going off what kind of y'all said, I like how even like on the days whenever she met up with Draco, she was like, oh, it's like already early afternoon, it's like 1-2 o'clock, and she's like already like starving. She was like starving herself. And I like, he would be like, oh, here's a snack. But then also whenever they're done with their snack, he orders them lunch. Or like at the end, he like, oh, here's some like grilled meats and some like roasted vegetables. Like he like kind of like balances out. He's like, you can indulge, you can have like the sinful things. But at the same time here, like I'm also kind of like nourishing you. Like you said, like you needed something besides like salty snacks, sweet stuff. He's like, oh, here's actual substance.
Yeah.
I also wish there was, probably just because I just wish there was more. I wish they could have been. I love their banter, but I wish there was like one conversation or two conversations that like they could have like trauma bonded a little bit. Like either after the war or like them like reintroducing themselves back into society, something like how they could like I guess like bond over and share a little bit more besides them just like being together like almost instantly.
Yeah.
I would wish they would have like a conversation of them like opening up themselves.
Yes.
Instead of just like, oh, here's a snack. Oh, like I always had a thing for you. I always had a thing for you. Are you available? And then that was it.
So, yes, with one shots, which is what this basically is. It's usually a quick little story that they kind of just wrap up real quick, and half the time I'm like, I want more. So
like I just wanted like one more conversation, a few more conversations before we went off.
Yeah.
It's
But I like
quickie.
Yeah, I was like, and then I liked how they like, oh, like she ended up with wood one time, and he ended up with a Hufflepuff one time. Like you wouldn't expect him with like a Hufflepuff. So like even then you could have known he wanted something more like not like softer, but like he wanted something more human.
Slytherins and Hufflepuffs make great couples.
Yes, they do.
They are a great pairing.
Yes, they do.
Speak as a
Yes, girl. Me too. I am with a Slytherin.
I wish.
One more little gripe is I don't know why I wouldn't think Hermione wouldn't even fathom or even think about anything food besides it being a necessity. I wouldn't think she would use that brain space to be like, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I shouldn't do that. That was just kind of like out of character for me. I feel like her brain would be more like knowledgeable of like art, like making herself better, or any kind of scenario she would have to like overcome instead of just like wasting thoughts on that. That was kind of out of character for me.
So, I will say, this is again why I'm so enamored with fan fiction, because Harry Potter was all told from Harry's perspective. We didn't really get inside of Hermione's brain too much. So we don't entirely know what the workings in her mind is like. We don't know if she's maybe like had a lot of doubts and insecurities at the forefront of her mind, and she's trying to work out ways to kind of get around those things. Whereas,
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I think in the books we do see her have some insecurities, right? Especially around her hair.
For sure.
And her and so I feel like the first time she gains some confidence is the Yule Ball, right?
Yes.
And
that was a turning point for her.
You don't get to see what you're right. And I think that's such a great point. We don't get to see it from her point of view. But I think we do see her struggle with her image, especially when Ron talks shit, other people talking shit. And it's like, man, and you see her get hurt over that.
Yeah. So. Well, and that's what I'm saying, is you see all of these things happening to her and her reacting to these things, and you see how it's affecting her, but we don't know for sure what is triggering in her mind. Like, I know for sure, like, the hair is always a thing for her. It's always a mess. She's always complaining about it in the books, and she's it's a thing. So when she feels beautiful and has these compliments, and you can see how it's affecting her, and I feel like at some point she gains the confidence to not necessarily think about her appearance, especially when they're in the wilderness and things like that she's like forced to think about other things, whereas this is just like, okay, here's exactly what she's thinking, and her inner monologue and her thoughts of, hey, I know that food, like some foods I shouldn't touch or I shouldn't indulge in or something, and I'm gonna keep going back to the food king thing because this is such a big theme for this fanfic in particular, but she goes over that in her mind so much that you could tell this is something that's been plaguing her for a while. And I always wonder, like, in the back of my mind when I'm reading all of these fan fictions, I'm like, I wonder if that was a thing in the book, and if this was actually like something that she kind of struggled with mentally or something, and it wasn't really discussed. And I'm like, you know, I could see how this works, because people are so complex, so you can go all kinds of different places with them, and for the most part we don't know 100% what somebody's thinking all the time. So that's something that I so dig with all of these fan fictions. It's like a different perspective, a different idea of like going into a different character that maybe wasn't the focus or was the focus, and seeing different scenarios play out. So I absolutely agree, and will say that it does feel like she in the book didn't care so much about that. And I'm like, I wonder if maybe after everything she experienced, maybe she had this, and this is why this fanfic kind of gets good marks in my opinion, because I'm like, this is just a thought of like, she didn't have food for a little while, so I'm gonna take this thread and kind of see where I go with it, and I appreciate that. But yeah, Lee, do you have anything else you'd like to say? I know you said something earlier, but I would like to hear.
So we're still in the gripes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, again, very much felt like the fluttering in the window, closed door, brief mention of sex, and they in the warnings that there's explicit sex, so there's like a few sections of talking about stretching and bottoming out, which, you know, we appreciate, but other than that, to be very explicit, not much else.
Yep.
And I, you know, was kind of looking for a little bit more, so that was probably my main gripe.
Fair. That is
like,
fair.
all right. Where's the whole like, I'm a Slytherin. I have these, strong, demanding tendencies. It didn't feel like any of that. It felt really sweet, which I appreciate. So from a sweet perspective, maybe in theme with the food being sickeningly sweet and saccharine, maybe that's why the sex was pretty sweet too. So that gripe if I have one. So
Okay.
that, and I mean, I'm down for a longer story too, but I mean, for time this worked out. So
Yeah.
That's-
Absolutely. And I will say again, some for other fics. Fantastic. Super spicy. This is very much just a. This is what it could be. Kind of a introduction kind of thing.
Yeah, this felt like the foreplay.
Yeah. This feels exactly like that. So I will say for sure that I felt that it could have been longer. We could have gotten more details. We could have gotten a little bit more into their actual relationship other than these little little bites of their relationship during these Quidditch games and things that they saw each other. I wish we got a little bit more of that, but honestly, for it being a one-shot, that usually one-shots are just like very quick. So this was very much a one-shot. So for it being that, for it being what it was, it's a romantic comedy. It's supposed to be like have a meet cute and have all these cute little quirky things. And for what it was, I felt like it worked. Oh no, we lost Claire. But for what it was, I feel like it worked pretty well. Oh, there she is, back! Yay! And I'm still pretty happy with how it all worked out and how it all looks after everything is said and done. And the story was pretty succinct and wrapped up kind of quickly. And I wish we got just more. Just give me more.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens, but also I totally get why. So okay, so I know we have a few questions from the gallery.
Yeah, I just wrote down a few questions
Yes.
about the series in general.
Cool.
Because I feel that this the overlasting thing of the Harry Potter series is just like the atmosphere in the world. Although there is Discworld and other stuff out there, but that's just my own personal gripe. Like the atmosphere, the music, the robes, a wand definitely has captured the minds and hearts of a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some questions. First, what's everyone's favorite pairing? If you're looking for a slash, what are your two pairings?
Ugh. Mine's probably I'm gonna go ahead and just say it, Hermione, because it works for me on so many different levels. It's generally speaking, like I said, I've seen so many different versions of how they are together.
Yeah.
But ultimately, because she stands up for herself against him, even in the books, and she punches him, and she puts him in his place, and I don't think he got much of that. And because of those things, it makes their relationship or potential for a relationship super interesting to me. So I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm not gonna call on names. I'm just
Yeah.
like whoever wants to answer can
Yeah.
answer.
I got one.
Okay.
I still like Luna and Neville.
That's cute.
They're always my favorite though, which I think is maybe kind of campy, so I like it.
I loved Remus and Tonks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I wish there was more of it, and they could have showed more of Teddy too. Because little baby Teddy.
Yeah, that would have been super awesome.
Mhm.
I agree. I really liked Hermione too, but I also really liked Hermione with Victor Crumb.
Yeah.
And I would want to read more of the relationship. That is the one. I like the girl with the tough guy. Like it's funny in the book, in the what we read, that they make fun of her for liking Quidditch players, but like I can relate. I've been the smart girl who has traditionally liked jockey dumb dudes. So like I just
the type.
I do. I also have a very nerdy type, nerdy smart dude type. So I go back and forth between the two, or have. And now I'm dating the nerdy guy because But
Yes.
I would have loved to read that, more of that. And so I don't know. Ask me after I've dug deep into Harry Potter fan fiction world. Ask me again. Now I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm about to go.
I know they wrote letters back and forth. I wish you could have seen what they wrote in the letters.
Yeah, right?
There are fanfics. I'm going to give you so many fanfics. I have so many. Because I have gone into lots of different
You're
avenues.
the dealer.
Yes, I'm a dealer for
You're the
fanfics.
dealer.
He's getting us hooked.
I don't have a pairing, but I would have loved to seen Sirius getting down on somebody, because I ain't gonna lie, Sirius Black.
So there is oh my gosh, the name just went right out of my head. But basically, the founders or whatever is what I think they call themselves or something.
The Marauders?
Yes, the Marauders. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's Sirius, Remus, Lupin, Remus, Lupin, Peter, Lily, James, and it's that world, because there's so many things about that world in particular that they go into, is so fun. So I'm gonna hook you up.
Peter out. We can leave Peter out.
Yeah, well, yeah, he pretty much is left out. It's okay. Yeah.
Other than my thoughts and for real thoughts of Dumbledore should go to fucking jail, because he is the true villain of the series, Dumbledore and Voldemort.
Yeah, I mean, there's
That's-
for sure / fanfics of that. So,
Voldemort and Bellatrix.
Bellatrix, yes.
I can see that.
Mhm.
I can see that.
There's fanfics of that too. There's I don't want to creep you guys out, but there's fanfics of Snape and Hermione. There's there's fanfic of Lucian and Hermione, and I'm like, oh god. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of different kinds of things, and I'm like, you know what? It's not my favorite, but okay, if you like it.
But that's like pervert. That's almost like pervy.
Yeah.
Because
It's
Lucian and Snape were like twice her age.
I mean, there's age gap tropes for
yeah, there's
but
age gap
there's
tropes.
a big enough gap.
Yeah, for sure. But there's different ones out there, and I'm not a huge fan of the age gap ones, but I am so into the different pairings that they have. Honestly, lots of Ginny and Draco too, because of their fiery kind of interactions.
All right.
See that.
So that was an interesting one that I kind of was into, and I also saw a Luna and Draco one, and I was like,
No, I don't think he could handle her
no,
because she's so nutty. She's like my favorite character, but
Yeah.
she's nutty as fuck.
Yeah.
And I think
She
she could
is.
put up with that.
I don't think he could. I think that he'd be like so taken aback by how different she is, that I can't totally get into it, but yeah, there's
The
So I've got a
wait.
while. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Hagrid and a dragon.
oh, that's the
No.
most plausible one I can see.
Or name a creature. Right? Like just name it.
There
A
are
centaur.
creature
anything.
fanfics for sure.
Yeah.
There I've read a few about Draco becoming like a werewolf or something. I've also read a few of like he gets cursed and he becomes like this white dragon and stuff, and it's like we need a
See,
curse
no,
breaker.
those are the ones where I'm like, okay, how much are we stretching this? Like, is this, did you just want to use
Word
the word
choice.
Malfoy in here, or
Word
like,
choice there.
yeah,
But
Y'all could have just changed the people. It just could have been all new characters created and like and made this happen.
I want someone to read my story, so I'm gonna
Try-
use these canon names.
trust me, there's some that I'm going to suggest later, but this is like one of our first forays into fanfic, so I was like, okay, we're gonna do a pairing that I really like, but also that is a general pairing that a lot of people like together. We're gonna do a lighter kind of story to get our toes wet and to kind of see what this world could be, because literally it gets crazy. So
Yeah, I think this was a very smart choice as a first.
yeah, so we will be
Okay.
going further into the fanfic world eventually, but for the first one, yep.
I have 2 more major questions.
Yes.
Next one, what's your Patronus?
Okay.
You can take a quiz and figure it out. Which
I've
I have
done
No,
that.
it is.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. The house quiz, because of one answer, would always change for me because literally I couldn't choose between. They gave us different owls, different cats, and different toads or something like that to choose from. And every time I picked something different, and I'd get a different house, and I'm like, okay. But with the
Yeah.
Patronus one, for the most part, for me, it has been either a crow or a otter for me.
Okay.
My Patronus is a mole. And it stayed a mole. It has always been a mole. No matter how many times I take that gym test, it's a mole.
That's cute though.
J.K. Rowling, and I know we have our feelings about J.K. but she says, because at first I was pissed about it, and then she says, well, it's the one animal that can find light in the darkness.
That's
That's
honestly,
cute, I guess.
yeah, that's honestly a great description of the mole. And okay, so Avatar, the one that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, literally one of the creatures that they based earthbending on, or the only creature that they did, was the giant mole, because they are able to feel the earth and move around in complete darkness, and they're blind. So moles are
mole-
incredible.
Mole rat?
No,
Yeah.
it was a mole.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a mole.
I'm pretty sure, because it was if you look at, or if you see the
It's
Avatar,
the secret tunnel.
Yeah.
episodes.
yes, they're
Badger mole?
giant. The badger,
It's a
Right.
badger mole.
Badger
mole,
mole,
yeah.
badgers.
badger mole. That's what they are. But yeah, I
Well,
totally
my
like it.
Patronus is a Irish wolfhound.
Nice.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are good.
Because puppies.
Well, yeah, they're great protectors. They are super lovable.
They're
and
cute.
they're huge babies.
They're just huge little lapdogs.
Yes.
Okay, and this one should be easy.
Oh wait. What's
Yes.
What's your
You would just
Steph?
even do people.
Steph.
I think I've taken it a few times. I keep getting different results, but I remember one time I got a horse,
Mhm.
Ooh.
and another time I got a dragon.
Nice.
Ooh.
Dragon's
What?
cool. One's a little bit cooler than the other, I guess.
You know, I could be a horse dragon.
Could be.
Oh, it'd be like a
I could be a
Pegasus.
seahorse. I'm
Yeah.
kind of a horse dragon that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, isn't a Sea King a dragon type Pokemon?
Yep.
Yeah, see, dragon horse. All right, house.
House. Hufflepuff, always.
Hufflepuff.
Slytherin.
Yes.
I have been a Gryffindor historically, but every time I retake it, I keep getting Ravenclaw. So
You smarty.
I don't know about that. I think I'm too impetuous.
Every single time I take it, I always get Gryffindor. I took a very long, complicated one that
Yes.
broke down into percentages.
Mhm.
I got 0% Slytherin.
So
I
it's
can see that.
it's funny because I took that exact same quiz and I got the highest percentage was obviously Hufflepuff. I think it was like 60 or 70 something percent for that. I got the second highest was Slytherin for me. That was like,
That
what?
That makes sense.
I was like, I'm Slytherin? What? I guess
I've
I just
taken it.
understand them. I don't know.
Taking the test a few times. I'm not taking the percentage one. That'd be interesting
Yeah,
to take.
I will send you the link.
Yeah, that one's I think a little bit more like
Yeah.
into it and fun if I
It's-
might even say.
It's definitely it's more the questions are a lot different and you don't really know what exactly you're picking when you're picking things. Like sometimes you can kind of tell what's the Hufflepuff answer or whatever. But this is different. But if anybody is also is interested in the chat, we will link it in the chat.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
great.
It's a free one. It's a good one to take. I still have it saved somewhere. Actually, I'm gonna look for it because I know I have it. But yeah. What else you got?
I did have this written down, but like I don't know the answer to mine to be honest. But
Okay.
what's your favorite spell?
Ooh. Oh, there's some good ones. So
Which is the one where it fixes stuff? Is it like Accio Reparo?
Reparo,
Yeah.
yeah. Reparo usually fixes things.
That would be very useful.
Fix my life.
Oh wait, I don't need to take depression pills anymore. Ugh.
Honestly, Accio just summoning things to me, so I don't have to, so I can be lazy. I'm like, hell yeah.
Dude, you would never lose your fucking keys again. Accio keys.
I think Will would say I need that one because I'm all, where's my phone? Where's my keys?
Accio
Yeah.
is a good one to have. I'm just
Air
saying.
tag Accio.
Mhm. Acio's great. I also love. Oh gosh, what was that other one?
Isn't Alohamora the open one?
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I was-
That's the one. I struggle opening things. Makes me crazy.
Yeah, that one's a
was-
great one.
I was thinking like as a D&D character, Alohomora would be my favorite one
Mhm.
because it's like
Unlocking.
a thieving wizard. That's my go-to.
Perfect.
It's your but really,
Levitation sounds awesome. Like the
Leviosa.
Wingardium
Leviosa.
Leviosa.
I feel like I'll see that now.
Mhm. Leviosa, not Leviosa. Sorry.
I think
Yep.
whatever the caffeine spell is, that's the one that I would like.
It's hyper. It's what it's
Like-
called.
Okay, like Akio, wake me the heck up. I only slept 3 hours today.
Loomis is always good too. Like, oh, it's too dark. Just...
It's way too dark. I need
Oh,
to be
I'm
able to see.
outside.
I am so ticked off that Android phones took away Knox and Loomis from their Google
Me too.
thingy. I used to love being like, Google Knox, Google Loomis. And now I just look like an idiot because it's like I have to do it and nothing happens. I have no more questions. That's it.
Okay. All right. So now is our fun part of the night where we rate our general rating for this and then our spice rating. So general rating always is gonna go first for plot, characters, and all of the general stuff. What would you give this? Claire, we'll start with you.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10. And I just say that because I really liked it. So I thought, oh wait, I don't know, what is our rating?
We
Is it out
usually
of
do
10?
1 to 5, but
Yeah, so then a 4 out of 5.
okay.
Because I really liked it, but I feel like I wish there was a little bit more backstory or connection with the characters. But then I also, yeah, that's all I really wanted more of. I mean, in the spice, I want more spice, but we'll get to that. So,
Yeah. Fair.
I wish I had a little bit more. Like, give me a little bit more. But I mean, I still really loved it. I really enjoyed it. So, 4 out of 5.
Absolutely. Okay. Jesus.
As like a just general storyline, I like to think, does what the author's vision came out? And if it did, and the intentionality was there, then it was a successful piece of art. That is my general interpretation of things, because subjectivity versus objectivity is always like a concern within me in the realm of aesthetics. So to try to quantify that into a 5-star rating, I'm gonna have to go with for this one, I want to say a 3.
That's fair. Steph.
I'm gonna agree with Jesus. It's like a mid 3. Like, I wanted more.
Mhm.
There were certain things that I feel like make a story a little bit better that I felt like was missing.
That's
Like,
fair.
I knew it was like supposed to be like a one shot, like a short, but it was like one more conversation would have been like a little bit more to like 4. And the spice just like kind of like a 0.25. I can't say 0 because that means it would have been none.
Yeah.
But there was like
Yeah.
2 sentences.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so we'll say a 3. And Lee,
4 for me.
4. Oh.
It could be 5. I've read some by her that I think are 5s.
Mhm.
This is great. Short, good. 4.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to say this was a 3 for me, 3.5 maybe, because this was very middle of the road. This was very cute, very sweet, very digestible, so kind of quick. I wish we got a little bit more into the world, but honestly, it was good for what it was, and I appreciate it. So, middle of the road, 3. All right, now we're doing our spice rating. So Steph, you said you're giving it a 2.5.
Like a 0.25.
Not even a 1.
I barely saw a little
What
slip.
like-
Okay.
Okay,
That's. I love that.
0.25. So I'll do. Oh, where are my spice?
You can round up to a 5.
Okay.
you need to.
That's probably what I'll have to do. Yeah, there we go.
That's-
Half a spice.
There you go, half a spice.
Half
of
a
that.
spice.
I gave Draco the extra quarter for free.
I give a lot of
There's
things
things I could say to that.
Jesus.
Lee, what did you rate for spice?
I think I could do a 1 because I feel like I like slow burns and I like tension, and I could feel the tension, and the meet cute was good, and there was parts where they were like, at least from her perspective, she was looking at his muscles or this or that, and I was like, okay. But I also have this thing which I have neglected to say in our previous meetings, which I think is kind of funny, but when I'm reading something, if I'm in public, and I travel a fair bit, so sometimes I'm in airports or something like that, if I stop what I'm doing and look around to make sure no one can see or hear what I'm doing multiple times, I crank that up on the spice meter because I get paranoid and I'm like, oh god, am I around somebody and they're seeing some like straight up smut in what I'm doing? And I didn't even bother with that one at all. So 1 first offering, but yeah.
Fair.
Paranoid about anybody reading over my shoulder at this point.
That's fair. Jesus, what was your spice rating?
I feel that all spice is good spice, and that everybody has their own different levels, and they're all beautiful and wonderful. And do not think that, oh, I have vanilla level spice, so like no, like girl, that's fine, that's wonderful, and you enjoy what you enjoy. But with that being said, 1.
Yep.
Like if I
know.
I want to go 0.5, but
You can.
because the food, I'm so anti food play.
Here. Okay, so like a
and I know
0.75.
It wasn't food play, but like my head kept going towards that, so like it just threw me off because it's just like
I wish she would have gone.
infections
like-
can happen really easily, and like that's all my head went to. Like
I
what
wish
if-
she would have done an epilogue or something where they were incorporating food, but then like being healthy
feel that's what's-
afterwards.
I feel that's what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
'cause it's like that. That's the like
The
they're
fe-
in the what's it called, the romance phase, the puppy phase, honeymoon phase,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the
Like,
honeymoon phase. Yeah. You got it?
and like it's all centralized in food, so there's gonna be food play, and I'm just like, man, y'all better be super fucking clean, because she's gonna
Honey
get an
cake.
infection.
Some pumpkin pie.
Hmm.
Some pumpkin. No
Pumpkin
chip.
pie. The pumpkin
No.
pie.
No pumpkin pie. No pop rocks. That feels weird.
The caramel popcorn or the nuts.
Oh yeah, what was the mix? I was trying to follow that. Okay, so at first
Like a trail mix.
like Chex Mix with chocolate, but then they were talking about like potato chips and chocolate, which is a whole nother thing. And
It's salty and
Potato
sweet.
chips is not like fries. It's not chip. It's like fry
Mhm.
over there.
Yeah.
Not potato chips.
Yeah, they're like French fries.
Yeah. But
Well-
also,
They said potato starch chips. So that's why I thought it was like more late. I don't know. Yeah, but I was trying to follow that and I wasn't getting it.
Nuts, potato starch.
Better-
I think the
I was-
if they're being true, like word, they're choosing their words appropriately. Crisps are actual chips, or what we call
Okay.
chips, and
Oh, yeah.
the fries and stuff are chips, or what they call
No, but-
chips. So.
The trail mix, I think Lee is saying it has spicy sweet snack mix,
mhm.
crisps, roasted nuts, and big chunks of dark chocolate. Like
Yeah,
these
and-
little chip pieces.
A few minutes later, then she says something like she's describing it. She goes, potato starch chips, and does it like she says like a little bit later, right after that. That's and I got a little confused, but that's all because I get confused easily. That's the way it is.
That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
I did learn something fun.
Yeah.
I was looking up the difference between otaku and weeb because I was
Yeah.
trying and I found that there's one for British things called a tea-boo, which I thought was really cute.
Oh my god.
A tea-boo. We love the British like culture and lifestyle, and they're into it. So, you know, for people with Harry Potter, we're all a little bit of a taboo.
I mean, can I do a shameless plug? Because
Yes.
we're going to
Yes.
OtakuCon in 2 weeks,
There
and
you go.
then in 4 weeks we're going. Sorry, WeebCon in 3 weeks, and then in 4 weeks we're going to OtakuCon. So
Yep.
go see our panel.
Yes, please. Please come see
Yeah.
us.
And you can talk about being taboos too.
And we'll talk about Tibus.
Claire, what was your spice rating?
It was gonna be half a chili pepper.
Half a chili pepper, that's fair.
Had a bit of spice, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah,
And we all
I
know
agree.
I want more spice always.
We need the spice of life. this is what we need. Also, I'm gonna do a 1. I'm gonna be gracious and do 1, because it was not enough. You know what? I'll do 1.5. It was, the slow burn was there.
You're giving it a 1.5? That's nice.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
yeah.
Very nice.
I appreciate, like, for a lot of reasons I appreciated it, because it did start off with just a very slow burn, and then it picked up a little bit, and then it went woo, but it was a quick woo. That was it. A quick
little
woo.
quickie.
Yep. So I needed more, obviously, because we need spice in our life. It makes things interesting. It makes
It's the spice of life.
yes. It makes us, all so happy. So I think that if she went back to it and redid some of it a little bit and maybe gave us a epilogue with some food play, that would make it a lot higher. But
Dude,
yeah,
that would make mine drop immediately to a 0.
Didn't
Look,
it?
they could be
I'm fucking out.
they
I'm fucking out.
look. They could just go from the bedroom into the bath to make sure everybody good. I'm just
Y'all do
saying.
you.
Yep.
Y'all do you.
You don't know.
Have fun.
Alright. So
I can hear for a sexy food fight scene.
I do too. It's a thing. So
Yeah.
this has been our review for Little Bites by RZZMG. We have the links in the chat for her entire library, but also for this story. I'm also going to put that link for the Hogwarts quiz for your extended houses and stuff in the chat as well, because it's always fun to do. We enjoyed this so much. We had a lovely time talking about this writer, this story, and we look very much forward to having another discussion with you very soon. Our next discussion is, I'm going to pull this up, the 21st. We will be covering the book called Groupie by C.M. Stunich. And we will see you then. Cannot wait. And we hope you have a wonderful day, night, whatever time it is. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, just be kind. Hope you have a lovely night. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.